this week's ELLIE House game of the week. You know what I'm
sir.
saying? Toledo Central Catholic.
You know it.
Versus the Ursuline Irish.
You know it.
You know what I'm saying? We talking about the defending champs.
Yep.
Right? Toledo Central Catholic defending champs and Ursuline Irish. They've been rolling. They've been rolling. They've been eating and eating. So what you got, Coach? Break it down.
We got the Battle of the Irish.
Okay.
Both of them are the Irish. So let's start there. Both of them the Irish. Toledo Central Catholic, man. We talked about it. Defending Division III state champions. Also, in 2022, they won the D2 state championship. So they really back-to-back state champions. They just been in two different divisions.
There's two different weight classes. That's all.
That's it. That's it, man. You get one at 140, you get one at 147. Coach Greg Dempsey and his staff do an amazing job. Amazing job. They got big-time football players, Tyler Morgan, Michael Bestida, Sherrod Vaughn, Isaiah Sealer, Anthony Lawrence, Z. Ligans. So they loaded. We just talked about two other players, and Victor Singleton and the tight end Preston. Mm-hmm. So they loaded. They got all type of Division I players. They expect to win. We just talked about it with St. Ed's. Not only do they expect to be here, they expect to win. Just based off their tradition, their culture, their pedigree. So I know I told you this in the summertime. Mm-hmm. You know, this is the game everybody was looking at. You know what I mean? Anybody that follow Ursuline, that's a fan of Ursuline, they knew they was going to have to get through Toledo Central Catholic at some point to be able to reach their goal and their dreams of being the Division III state champions this year. So Toledo Central Catholic, they got a stick. We know what they represent. We know what they're made of. So they're going to be there and be ready to play. On Ursuline's side, Ursuline coming off a 54-0 win against Gilmore Academy. Right now, I feel like Ursuline playing their best ball of the season. They've been playing well since week 1. They ran off 13 straight. But at this point, I just feel like defensively, special teams, and I feel like the one thing that's got them playing at an even different level is DC Farrell. I feel like DC has took his game up to another notch. DC been a big-time football player for 4 years now. But I just feel like he's playing at a different level. I feel like the game is really, really slow to him. He's making plays with his feet, with his arm. And for a kid who's not very big as far as height, for a kid that ain't your traditional drop-back quarterback, the things he's doing in the passing game, I think is really, really good. And then you add in his legs. He can hit his head on the goalpost at any time. He's throwing to one of the best receivers in the state, in Devontae Taylor, averaging 17 yards a catch, 13 touchdowns on the year. The defense has been playing lights out all year. They're only giving up 8.2 points a game. And we know what they got over there. Carter Rudzik, A.J. Snyder, John Fragos, Kevin Boudre, a.k.a. Kevin Boucher, Deshaun Will, Tyron Davis, and Luke Kohler, just to name a few. So they loaded on both sides of the ball. We know Coach Reardon and his staff do an amazing job. This is just one of them heavyweight fights, man. It's like both sides check every box. Tradition, check. Coaching, check. Playmakers on offense, check. Offensive lines, check. Big-time defenses, check. What else do you need? Tradition as far as winning state championships, check. Coaches winning state championships, check. They check every box. Fan base that's going to travel and support, check. Both of them named the Irish, check. Like, what else, it's one of them games. So our face will be in the place. We got our credentials.
Indeed.
Had to be our ELLIE House game of the week. I'm excited, bro. Like I said, we talked about it in July. I knew at some point if Ursuline wanted to reach their goals, they was going to have to get through this team right here. And here we go in the state semifinals. Winner go to the state championship, man. I can't wait to be there.
Devontae Taylor, Victor Singleton matchup.
Ooh.
That's going to be crazy. Ooh. And for that matter, Jacquees Liaison, Victor Singleton, like, it's, man, when you talk about
Marquise Patterson, like, right, I can keep going on.
You can keep going on, man.
Yeah, for sure.
The caveat, what you just said about DC, not only has he been playing lights out, but imagine how easy he's been making it for his teammates. Yeah. Them are star players in their own right for sure. But like you said, putting
Ray Javi,
putting catches on the money, putting balls on the money. Yeah. Like, we know Devontae will catch pretty. His catch radius is crazy. Yeah. But he didn't have to even. He just have to go deep in his bag because the balls are on point.
DC been throwing dots, man.
Throwing dots, and like you said, the threat of his legs that not only could he make plays, he can hit the goalpost when he get the scrambling. Like that might be the worst thing. Getting pressure on him might be the worst thing that you can do almost.
How do we playing?
Right? So it's like making him pull it down, it could get bad for you. You know, it get real. It could be some people out there looking silly.
Man.
Right.
It's the reason why he was the district player, offensive player of the year. Because that's a great point. And the thing about DC, it makes it easy for his teammates because now the defensive coordinator and the defensive staff has to have a specific plan how they want to game plan for Ursuline. You know what I mean? If we play with two safeties back deep, okay, we're going to run the game. We're going to run the ball now. But now also the backside end got to be slow because DC can pull it. You know what I mean? And now Joe Baylog is hitting you for 5, 6, 7 yards a pop. You know what I mean? Okay, now let's come down. Let's bring 8 in the box. Okay, well, now you're leaving one-on-one outside for Devontae Taylor, Ray Javi, Jacquees Liaison. Those dudes out there.
Tyron
Davis. Them dudes are a nightmare. You know what I mean? Or, all right, let's blitz him. Okay, if you blitz him, that's fine. But Coach Reardon and Coach DeSantos do a good job of drawing up screens, getting the ball out of his hand quick. Now you got to tackle them dudes in space. So DC does make it easier for a lot of his teammates because defensively, defensive coordinator has to have a specific game plan, not only in the pass game, also in the run game. Like he give defensive coordinators fits, you know what I mean, the game plan to prepare for him. Luckily, you get a week to prepare because you need one, not only for DC, for that offense in general. And then he makes it easier for the offensive line. You know what I mean? Because now, if it is 2 high safeties, now the offensive line, they only got to block 6. They only got maybe 7. Really got to block 6 because DC can make the 7 got missed. So really now, we only got to block 6. You know what I mean? If you want to try to come blitz, okay, that's fine. Against a blitz, we just got to make sure we pick up the right guy. He going to get the ball out of his hands, so we only got to block for a second and a half, maybe 2. And then we going down here to celebrate with our teammates.
Indeed.
So DC is doing an amazing job. He just took his game to another level, man. The team is loaded. Ursuline loaded. Toledo Central Catholic loaded. We can't say enough about both sides. I will say this, though. I say it all the time, but in the game, especially this evenly match, special teams, penalties, turnovers, tackling. Whatever team wins majority of them boxes, whatever team wins 3 out of 4 of them boxes, or all 4 of them boxes, probably going to be the team that probably wins. Special teams, take care of the ball, penalties, and tackle well. Because both teams got playmakers on both sides of the ball. So you got to be able to tackle in space. You can't give these dudes opportunities to break tackles and hit their head on the goalpost. So.
And then we all know the 12th man, which is the great equalizer, is what the conditions going to be.
Right.
Because we seen this week alone, Walsh Jesuit's offense get neutralized a lot because the conditions, you're not going to throw the ball that much. Right. So if the conditions could, determine a factor on, but like we said, we talked about Ursuline. They got so much to lean on, whether it be run, pass, combination. So it's going to be interesting to see. But we also talked about you got to knock the champ out.
Yeah.
All that other stuff sound fly, but they in Toledo, so they may not hear you. They they heard of you, but then they say, what's the old saying? Don't call me when you on my street. Call me when you on my porch or something of that nature. So 2 championship pedigree teams. Our ELLIE House game of the week, our face will be in the place.
We're going to be there, baby.
Yes,
appreciate you. Miss Beck, we appreciate you, man. Thanks for the hospitality. Thanks for getting back to us. We're going to be there for sure. Good luck to both sides, man. I can't wait to be there.
Can't wait to be there. Now, rolling on to our overtime segment.
Talk to me, brother.
Now, last week.
Stay locked in between the lines and Coach Stella.